Another one. Let's take a look at problem C. In problem C, we're trying to do the same thing that we were doing in problems A and B. We have a non-right triangle that we're looking at solving, meaning finding all the angles and all the sides. We always call them angles A, B, and C. We do not have angle A according to this problem. We do have angle B, which is 42.6 degrees. And we do have angle C, which is 71.8 degrees. And we do have side A, which is opposite angle A, which is, 2.61. And they did give us units this time in centimeters. And that's really important that they're finally giving us units. So the next thing that we want to do is use law of sines in order to find some of those missing sides. However, in order to use law of sines, we have to have a side and then the angle that matches up with it. Well, we don't have the angle that matches up with it, but we can find it because we have the other two angles, B and C. We know that all three angles have to add up to 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and work on that. Angles A, B, and C all have to add up to 180 degrees because it's a triangle. We don't know angle A, we're trying to find it, but they did tell us that angle B here was 42.6 degrees. They gave that to us in the problem. And they also told us that angle C, that angle C here was 71.8 degrees. So let's go ahead and fill that in. Angle C is 71.8 degrees. And together we should get all three of them adding up to 180. So the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and add up the angles that we have, combine like terms. And we'll have that angle A plus, well, the 42.6 added to the 71.8 is a total of 114.4 degrees. And together, again, everything should be adding up to 180. So to solve this like a normal equation, what we'll do is subtract the 114.4 degrees from both sides. And what that will leave us with is that angle A is equal to whatever 180 minus this 114.4 degrees is, which is 65.6 degrees. So then what we have is then we can go ahead and fill into our picture that we know that angle A is 65.6 degrees. Now we can use law of sines because we have an angle and its matching side. Then we just need to figure out what side we would like to find. Let's find side B first. Let's go in alphabetical order. It technically doesn't matter. But let's find side B, and we can do that because we already know what angle B is, so we can use that information in law of sines. So let's go ahead. So first of all, law of sines has us starting out with sine of an angle we already do know. Let's say angle A, and its matching side we already know, side A. And then a side and an angle that match up again, but one of those we don't know, so we'll go after B. So sine of angle B, which we do know, but over side B, that's the thing we're going to be trying to find. So we know what angle B is, don't know what side B is. We're going to try and find that. We just found angle A, and we do know side A. So we can fill in all that information. So we've got sine of our angle was 65.6 degrees. Over our side A, which was given to us in the original problem, which was 2.61 centimeters. I'm just going to put 2.61 equals our sine, again, of angle B, which again was given to us in the problem, which was 42.6 degrees. Over, we were never given side B. That's the thing we're trying to find right now. So to solve this, what we're going to do is end up doing our cross multiplication again. So we'll cross multiply doing our b times our sine of 65.6 degrees. So that'll be b times sine of 65.6 degrees equals, now I have to do the other side, which is 2.61 times my sine of, so 2.61 times my sine of 42.6 degrees. And then to solve this, we need to get b by itself, so we need to get rid of the sine of 65.6 I'm multiplying by. So I will divide both sides by this sine of 65.6 degrees. So dividing both sides by sine of 65.6 degrees, because that's just a number, will give me that side b, the thing I'm looking for, is this messy thing, 2.61 times sine of 42.6 degrees all over sine of 65.6 degrees. Notice two of our angles here, they're both in degrees, so we need to be in degree mode when we use our calculator to figure out what b is. So using our calculator, notice what we did do is we did put parentheses around the top part of our fraction that gets plugged in. So you do notice that. And if you don't do that, again, order of operations will not give you the correct answer. So just be careful with that. But it does give us that side b, depending on how you round. They rounded our other side to 2 decimal places, so that's what we'll do here. Gives us that side b is equal to 1.94. So let's see what we have. So we've got our side b now. So we've got all 3 angles and 2 out of 3 of the sides. Let's fill in side b, which is 1.94. Notice our other side was in centimeters, so this one will automatically be in centimeters as well. So the only side we're missing here is side c, which we can figure out. We just need to do what? We need to do law of sines all over again, because you cannot use the Pythagorean theorem because it's not a right triangle. So we'll start off the same way. The first angle and side we start out with were sine of A and side A. You could use B and side B, it's just we had to do some rounding, so that might throw off our answers. So I'm just going to leave it with sine of A over A equals, well, now we're looking for side C, so we're going to have to use angle C. So sine of angle C goes on top. So we do know A and side A. We do know angle C. We do not know side C. That's what we're trying to find right now. So we've got sine of 65.6 degrees, again, over our side A that matches up with it, which is the 2.61. Equals, let's see, we've got sine of our angle C, which we said is, according to the picture already given to us in the beginning, 71.8 degrees. We don't know what side C is, so we're just going to leave that blank. That's what we're trying to find here. So we need to cross multiply once again. So C times our sine of 65.6 degrees equals, need to cross multiply again, our 2.61 times our sine of, or 2.61 times the sine of 71.8 degrees. Now to solve for C like we normally do, what we need to do is get rid of that sine of 65.6 degrees, so we'll divide both sides by sine of 65.6 degrees on both sides. And what that will now give us is that side C is equal to 2.61 times sine of 71.8 degrees over 65.6 degrees. And again, we need to plug this into our calculator and figure out what's going on to figure out what the real value of this is. So continuing along, using our calculator, we find out if we're going to round that side C is 2.72. And again, remember all the other sides were in centimeters, so will this one. So we could put this on our triangle. We can put this on our triangle and the 2.72. And notice we have all three sides, all three angles, and that's what it means to solve a triangle, whether it's a right triangle or not. And that means that we've done everything that they've asked us to do. Last thing that we want to talk about is what